Hey Physique Freaks, how's it going? Scott Tuzana, MetabolicMasterpiece.com. If you've never performed every minute on the minute supersets, you're in for a real treat today. Whether your goal is to get stronger, to build more muscle, or to get ripped, you're gonna want to include this every minute on the minute superset in an upcoming training plan. So here's how it works. First of all, the superset's gonna include squats and pull-ups. And you're gonna wanna select a weight that you can perform those movements for 7 to 8 reps each. Now, it gets a little trickier with the pull-ups. If you struggle to do a pull-up with your own body weight, you're gonna need to use an assisted machine, or you can use a resistance band where you loop that resistance band around the pull-up bar and you either slide your foot into the bottom of it or your knee. It works incredibly well. If you can do 7 to 8 bodyweight pull-ups with ease, you may want to use a belt where you can strap some weight onto it. Makes it a little more challenging for yourself. I've seen some people hold a dumbbell between your feet, and that can get a little uncomfortable, especially when squats is part of this movement, part of this superset. But if you don't have access to a belt, one option is just to slow the tempo down a little bit, especially the eccentric portion of the movement makes it a little bit more challenging. So although you're selecting a weight, they can normally perform 7 to 8 repetitions for both the squat and the pull-up. You're only gonna be doing 5 repetitions for each of these exercises. Reason being is that we're doing 10 total supersets. So here's how it's gonna work. Just as you're ready to kick things off, you're gonna click the stopwatch or make note of the time on the clock. So you're gonna start this movement right on the minute. So hit that stopwatch, 0, 0, 0, you're starting your squats, you're gonna crank out 5 smooth repetitions. As soon as you're done that, you're gonna look at the clock and you're not gonna start the pull-ups until it hits that 1 minute mark. Crank out 5 pull-ups, rest until it hits the 2 minute mark, do 5 reps of squats, rest until it hits that 3 minute mark, 5 reps of pull-ups, keep going until you hit the 20 minute mark. So a total of 10 sets. Because you're using a weight that you could typically perform 7 to 8 repetitions for these exercises, the first few sets are gonna feel relatively easy. I'd say the first even 5 or 6 sets should be relatively easy. 6th, 7th set gets to be a bit more challenging. The 8th, 9th, and 10th set should be a challenge, especially the 9th and 10th set. You shouldn't have anything in the tank. So if you think about it, first set, you're doing 5 reps, you're basically leaving 2 to 3 reps in the tank. So it's an exercise, a movement that you can typically perform for 7 to 8 repetitions with the weight that you selected. So you're leaving 2 to 3 reps in the tank. As fatigue starts to build up, you're not gonna have any reps in the tank at the end. So basically your 9th and 10th set, you should get those 5 reps in with good quality form, but to do a 6th rep would be a real struggle. It'd be a bit too much to ask from you for. Now, here's one thing I want you to make note of while performing this superset is although you're timed, it's every minute on the minute, you're gonna be starting an exercise, I don't want you to rush your setup. That's something that I see people, it's a common mistake that I see. They look at the clock, it's, oh my God, I only got a minute to perform this. Really, if you take your time setting yourself up with the squat, you should have about 30 seconds to rest before you get to the pull-ups. Pull-ups, the setup it doesn't take so long to do it. So basically you should finish your pull-ups and maybe have 40 seconds rest. So pull-ups setup isn't so much, it doesn't take so much time to get yourself set up there, but still get yourself in place, don't rush the setup, make sure you're performing quality reps each and every set. Squat, take your steps back, get yourself set in place, don't rush that first rep. Don't drop down and try to figure things out as you're going along. You want every single rep to be a high quality repetition. So although it's timed, don't rush through these movements. Now you may be wondering when you should include this every minute on the minute superset in your training plan. And a lot of it's going to depend on the structure of your training split. Now we performed this recently in the Physique Mastery Movement group coaching experience, and we placed this every minute on the minute superset on leg day at the end of our leg workout. Now it's very important to make note, I mean you're training your back with this superset. So you want to make sure that you're not training back the following day or the previous day on this plan. So, and same goes for legs. How we structured our plan when we inserted this in there was day 1 was a push workout. It was more chest focused. Day 2 was a back workout where we included deadlifts as well. So on back day, our glutes, hamstrings, like our thighs, we're getting some work there as well, getting a little muscle stimulation there. Day 3 was another push workout that was more shoulder focused. Day 4 was a leg workout where we included a bit of back. So on back day, we did a little bit of thigh and glutes, and now on leg day, we're hitting a little bit of back as well. That worked out really, really well. Our back was recovered enough by the time we got to this, and actually doing the pull-ups felt great. It was a nice stretch as you're stretching and lowering yourself on the way down. Stretching out those lats just felt fantastic, and definitely after doing these, you're definitely recovered before you hit your back workout again afterwards. Now, the biggest benefit of performing these every minute on the minute supersets is mastery of the movements. When you're banging out 10 sets of an exercise once every 4 to 5 days, you're gonna get better, more efficient at performing these exercises. And the beauty of that, the more efficient you become at a movement, the stronger you'll be. And even if you're not physically getting stronger, your technique is better. It allows you to lift more weight. When you can lift more weight, you're gonna grow. That is absolutely incredible, and it's been an amazing experience when we followed the journey of our members in the Physique Mastery Movement Group coaching experience, seeing them progress in weight week after week. Every time they hit this workout, they're bumping up the weight, and they weren't forcing it. It wasn't some sort of rigid structure where they felt like they had to bump up their weight in a certain increment each and every week. They felt stronger. They just felt better. And they just felt like they could perform the movements much better. It was absolutely amazing. I mean, people were making drastic improvements, drastic increases in the weight that they were loading on the bar. And if they were doing assisted pull-ups, they were able to work themselves up to bodyweight pull-ups. If they were doing bodyweight pull-ups, they were able to strap some weight around their waist. If they're strapping weight around their waist, they're able to bump up that weight week after week. It was absolutely phenomenal to see. It's just a lot of excitement around it. And a lot of people were in a deficit at the time. So there's a lot to say for that. Just exercise technique. We preach quality over everything in the Physique Mastery Movement. Mastering form, mastering technique. There's just countless benefits. You just get better at these movements. You're able to lift more and lift more with better quality, where it's focused more on the muscle. You're hitting the areas that you want to hit rather than feeling the load in the joints and in areas supporting muscles that are taking on the load there. So give this a try. Add this. I would love to see you incorporate this into an upcoming program of yours. Again, it's not something, it's just not a one-off thing here. You definitely want this in your plan for 4 to 6 weeks and watch yourself progress each time you hit this. It's absolutely phenomenal. You're gonna love it. Looking forward to hearing your feedback. Catch you later.